The Sunni extremist group that has taken territory across Iraq has posted photos online that appear to show its fighters massacring Iraqi soldiers. The army personnel are pictured being led away and then lying in trenches before and after their execution. Iraqi military spokesman Lieutenant Gen Qasim al-Musawi said the pictures were authentic and depicted events in Salahuddin province. But the image's authenticity has not been independently confirmed. The BBC's Jim Muir, in northern Iraq, says if the photographs are genuine, it would be by far the biggest single atrocity since the time of the American-led invasion of Iraq in 2003. Their emergence came as the Iraqi government claimed to have regained the initiative against the offensive by Sunni rebels led by ISIS, the Islamic State in Iraq and the Levant. Extremists captured key cities, including Mosul and Tikrit, last week, but several towns have now been retaken from the rebels. Young men are surrounded by gunmen. The pictures have not been independently verified, but military sources said they were authentic, taken to their deaths. The pictures, apparently posted by ISIS, are said to show what happened to soldiers after the group took over an army base in Tikrit following the surrender of the garrison there. Video footage, apparently filmed earlier, shows many hundreds of men being marched off from near the Spitzer base, with the voice on tape saying they were soldiers who had surrendered at the facility. Still photographs show large numbers of young men being transported away in trucks. Captions on the photographs, which again appeared to have been issued by ISIS, said they were being taken away to their deaths. What appear to be ISIS fighters are seen firing on their captives in some images. Sources in the rebel movement, who do not belong to ISIS, told the BBC they believed as many as 1,000 personnel from the Spitzer base had been executed. They said the ISIS fighters had divided them into regular army conscripts, who were set free, and volunteers from Shia militias or from the government's elite Golden Brigade, who were condemned to die, fight back. Earlier, Iraqi army spokesman Lieutenant General Qasim Atta said the military had scored successes against the militants in several areas, killing 279 of them. The figure could not be independently verified. In continued fighting, there were reports of heavy clashes round the city of Tal Afar, west of Mosul, with mortar shelling of some districts as militants tried to enter the city. Government forces were reported to be building up in the city of Samarra, north of Baghdad, ready for a counter-offensive on Tikrit. Amid continuing concern in Washington, the USS George H.W. Bush aircraft carrier headed for the Gulf, accompanied by 2 more warships. But the U.S. says no U.S. troops will be deployed on the ground in Iraq. Neighboring Iran has offered direct assistance to Baghdad, but denies sending troops. However, there are reports of more than 130 Revolutionary Guards on hand to provide training and advice. Former General Mazar al-Qazi, the difference between us and ISIS. We fight with rules, with Geneva Convention. They are barbarians. Meanwhile, former UK Prime Minister Tony Blair has insisted that the 2003 Anglo-US invasion of Iraq is not to blame for the violent insurgency now gripping the country. Speaking to the BBC, he said there would still be a major problem in the country even without the ousting of Saddam Hussein. ISIS in Iraq, the Islamic State in Iraq and the Levant, ISIS, has 3,000 to 5,000 fighters, and grew out of an al-Qaeda-linked organization in Iraq. Joined in its offensives by other Sunni militant groups, including Saddam-era officers and soldiers, and disaffected Sunni tribal fighters. ISIS has exploited the standoff between the Iraqi government and the minority Sunni Arab community, which complains that Shia Prime Minister Nouri Maliki is monopolizing power. The organization is led by Abu Bakr al-Baghdadi, an obscure figure regarded as a battlefield commander and tactician.